Hey everybody! So I just read First Flight. I just listened to it. I just did the words about it. But I'm going to be honest with you. There are a couple things I didn't understand. What we're going to talk today, we're going to talk about your understanding of a story. And when you have questions, when you want to fix what you don't understand, where do you go first? Where do you look? So what we're going to be doing today is called Comprehension FIX UP. And this happens a lot when you're reading. It's when you get to the bottom of the page and you're done and you don't really know what in the world they were talking about, right? You read the words, you said all the words, but it didn't stick or it didn't make sense. It didn't connect to your own life. It was tough for you to understand. That's called comprehension. And it's time to fix that before you move on. Lots of kids think they're done just because they've read the last word. Most of the time, you're not reading to make a teacher happy. Most of the time, you're reading because you need to learn something. Maybe you have a new computer and you want to be able to play games on it. Or maybe you're reading because it's part of your job, and if you don't understand this, you won't be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. So let's talk about what might go wrong when you're reading. All right. One of the first and easiest fix-ups that you can always do is go back and reread that part of the text that was tricky for you. Sometimes you just missed a detail, and reading it a second time, now that you know the words, it will strengthen your understanding. So reading the same story over and over and maybe over again 3 times, you're going to be such a better expert after you reread. It's hard for kids, but go back and reread. Make it fun, right? You read it to yourself the first time. Maybe read it as a recording on your iPad the second time. Or maybe read it to your little brother or sister the third time. Make it fun. All right, another fix-up that you can do is sometimes the images on those pages, they're not there just to make the page look pretty. They're there because the text and the words go together to build your understanding. So look at the pictures. Read the words next to the pictures, right? And then reread that text and you'll be like, what does this have to do with this picture? Why was this telegram given? Why am I looking at this old-fashioned kite or flyer, right? It's going to make sense if you think about it in combination with the words. And then the last thing you want to do is many times you've heard about what we've already been reading. You know, like tomorrow when we read Amelia Earhart, her story, she's famous. You probably have a wealth of knowledge and experiences already about these same things. Maybe you've heard something or know something already about it. Use your personal knowledge to make the story make more sense to you. These are fix-up strategies. They also let you know how you're doing. Should I really turn the page? Or should I reread? All right, so I was reading along and the author didn't describe their first plane. It said their first plane was the flyer, but what did their first plane look like? I'm trying to get an image in my head. Well, I went to the pictures, right? And I found the name of their first plane and I see them flying it. So I can tell using the pictures and some of the words that this first plane wasn't very big and it doesn't look very heavy and I don't even think it has an engine, right? So I'm already figuring out just from looking at the pictures, it didn't talk about the engine or the size or the weight. I'm coming up with those ideas just from looking at the pictures. Definitely a great fix-up strategy. Another fix-up strategy that you can use. All right. So I was reading along and did their first flight work out? I know this is called First Flight. I know there are pictures, but did it work? Well, I found 2 things that make me think yes. First, there is a telegraph, like an email that he sent to his dad saying, "We did it! Success! 4 flights this morning, Dad." And then in the story, it actually said the flyer was a success. Remember, 852 feet. That's a big deal. So if you're ever wondering, did this work out? What did it look like? Go back to the text, reread. Go back to the illustrations or the captions. There's good information there that should help you fix up anything you're missing. And this is true not only for the books that you're reading here with me in class, but if you're reading a good book at home and you really want to enjoy it, you're going to have to understand what happens. So monitor your understanding and fix it up if you need to. Thanks now.